So every dollar you make is passive or non-passive is how the IRS looks at it. Passive income, for example, is rental real estate, passive business. I own 20% of a hair salon. It kicks off, profits to me that I do nothing in. I don't work in that business. Non-passive kind of speaks for itself. That's active business income or W-2 income, the stuff that you're out day to day trying to earn. We call this the loophole. Us tax people don't really like that term because it does make it seem like we're trying to go to jail kind of thing, but we're not. But there's a piece in the tax code that allows you to have a rental property be considered non-passive, and it's this code right here, section 469. But if it says here, an activity involving the use of tangible property is not a rental activity for a taxable year if, for such taxable year, the average period of customer use of that property is 7 days or less. Whatever your day-to-day business is, if you have a short-term rental where your average rental period is less than 7 days, you're on a good track. This is the next piece that you have to pass. So the first test was you gotta have a short-term rental. The average rental period has to be less than 7 days. The second piece is you have to materially participate, which is the IRS basically saying, hey, you can't kick your feet up and just collect a check. You have to show some level of involvement in this property, at least for the first year. In this rental, you have to spend at least 500 hours. Then you have 100 hours and more than anybody else. So what does that mean? You can't hire a property manager, at least for the first year. You basically need to do all of the work. So the dynamic there is when you get this rental property, at least for the first year, don't hire property management, handle all the screening of the tenants yourself, list it yourself, things like that. Or if you have somebody else, at least hit 100 hours, which you likely will. That's the purchase time, the rehab time, driving out to the property, all of that, and just make sure that you're doing it more than anybody else.